This is a stargazing guide for May in the tropical south. Whether you are living in the tropical south or visiting the southern hemisphere savannas, this is a practical guide that will help you to explore the night skies in May. This video features visuals from Stellarium app, also accessible online via this link. The illustrations depict the night as seen from about 6 degrees south of equator around mid-May between 9 and 10 p.m. If you are in an urban area, look for the darkest place you can find, ideally away from any direct lights to get the best view. The main constellation chosen for May in this episode is Centaurus, which is found in the southern sky. In addition to Centaurus, we will see several more constellations in the southern sky, namely the Crux, Lupus, Triangulum, Australe, Scorpius, Carina, Puppis, Vela, and Corvus. Here we will also identify several asterisms, namely the Southern Pointer Stars, False Cross, Diamond Cross, the Southern Cross, and the Fishhook. We'll then turn north to see the constellations Leo, Ursa Major, Borealis, Corona Borealis, Hercules, Cancer, Virgo, and Libra. In this part of the sky, we will also identify the following asterisms: the Sickle of Leo, the Spring Triangle, the Great Diamond of Virgo, and the Zodiac constellations visible in May. We will turn east to find the 13th Zodiac constellation of Opiuchus, and towards the end we'll look at the position of the planet Jupiter in May 2026 in the west. Let us begin by finding Centaurus in the south. Looking south, find a pair of very bright stars between horizon and overhead to your left here. The brighter one on the left is Regal Centaurus and the other is harder. They are the southern pointer stars, called so because they point to the Southern Cross, which is marked by these 4 stars, which are easily recognizable. Regal Centaurus and Harder are part of the constellation Centaurus, which looks like this. The Southern Cross is the Crux constellation. Regal Centaurus is the nearest star system, situated about 4.4 light years away in the Centaurus constellation. It is a triple star system comprising Alpha Centauri, A and B, and Proxima Centauri. It ranks the 3rd brightest star in the night sky. If we look in the southwestern sky, you should be able to see a very bright star close to horizon somewhere here. This is Canopus, the 2nd brightest star in the night sky. From Canopus, in the upward direction, there are several bright stars, out of which you can see these 4 clearly from a backyard in a city. They give a shape of a big cross looking like this. This pattern touches the false cross asterism at the left end here, and further left, the diamond cross asterism here. Using these patterns, let's identify the constellations in this region. The constellation Carina, symbolizing the ship's keel, connects at one end to the star Canopus and at the other end to the diamond cross. To the upper right of Carina is Puppis, which stands for the ship's stern, while Vela, representing the sails, lies above Carina to the left here. Below the pointer stars is the constellation Triangulum Australe, which is easy to see from areas with moderate light pollution. On the eastern side of Centaurus is the constellation Lupus, the wolf here. Further east and slightly up is a very bright reddish star here. This is the red supergiant Arcturus in the constellation Scorpius. Above Arcturus are 3 distinctly visible stars, which when connected to Arcturus like this, form the front part of Scorpius. Below Arcturus is a pattern of stars that form a clear J shape like this. With this J added, the shape of the Scorpius constellation is completed. Scorpius is the 8th zodiac constellation. Removing the upper part of Scorpius leaves the J shape, which is also known as the Fishhook asterism. With this, we can now turn to the northern sky. Turning north and raising your eyes, you will see 5 distinctly bright stars to the western side of the overhead here. The 2 stars on the western end are Regulus and Algebra, and the one closer to overhead is Dimbola. These together, with few less visible stars, form the constellation Leo the Lion, looking like this. From our position and time, the lion looks upside down. The front part of the lion is on the western side, and removing the body like this leaves the Sickle of Leo asterism. Down below Leo are 7 distinctly visible stars that you can connect to get this pattern. This pattern is the Big Dipper asterism. The 2 stars on the left here are known as the northern pointer stars because if you extend the line connecting them in the downward direction like this, it will take you to the North Star, which is roughly located above the North Pole. From our tropical south viewpoint, the North Star is below the horizon. The Big Dipper asterism is part of the constellation Ursa Major, which looks like this. If we draw an arch line extending the handle of the Big Dipper in the up rightward direction like this, it will take you to a very bright star. This bright star is Arcturus, the fourth brightest star in the night sky. Arcturus is a red giant located 37 light years away in the constellation Borealis. It is about 25 times the sun's diameter and 180 times more luminous. The constellation Borealis, the kite, looks like this. Extending the arch line from the Big Dipper further takes you to another bright star straight above your head here. This star is Spica, which is in the constellation Virgo. The constellation Virgo looks like this. From Spica, I like to make a branching line extension further into the southern celestial sphere towards a very distinctive group of stars forming a quadrilateral pattern here. This is the constellation Corvus, the crow. This constellation is also called Spica's Spanker or the sail asterism. Arcturus, Spica, and Dimbola mark the sides of the spring triangle asterism looking like this. You can turn the spring triangle asterism into the great diamond of Virgo asterism by adding another dimmer star called Caroli located towards the north like this. Again from Arcturus, if you look in the down rightward direction, you may be able to see two stars aligned like this. The one on top is called Alpheca and is the brightest star in the constellation Corona Borealis. The other is Zeta Hercules in the constellation Hercules. Corona Borealis, the northern crown, is marked by 7 jewels looking like this. Together with Zeta Hercules are 3 stars that make the Keystone asterism looking like this. The Keystone asterism forms the central part of Hercules constellation, which is completed by adding arms and legs like this. From Leo, if you look further in the northwestern sky, you will see a pair of stars looking like this. These stars represent the heads of Gemini, the twins. The bodies of the twins run in the westward direction and are now partially below the horizon. Between Gemini and Leo, there is a constellation named Cancer, whose stars are not easy to see like those of other constellations. Cancer looks like this. Cancer, Leo, and Virgo are the 4th to 6th zodiac constellations. These are the constellations that lie in the ecliptic, the path taken by the sun, moon, and planets. Further in the east is the 7th zodiac constellation Libra here. Talking about zodiac constellations, in May, the 13th zodiac constellation Opiuchus is also up. To see Opiuchus, we need to turn east and locate Hercules in the northeastern sky and Scorpius in the southeastern sky. Between these two constellations, find 3 fairly visible stars on the side of Scorpius looking like this, and 3 on the side of Hercules looking like this. These are the main stars that form the constellation of Opiuchus looking like this. Each of the objects we have talked about from the beginning to this point remains at fairly same position in the middle of May around 9 to 10 p.m. 6 degrees south of equator. This is because stars are so far away they do not seem to move at all in our lifetime. In May 2026, Jupiter is visible at the time of this guide in the western sky. If you turn west, you should be able to see 2 very bright objects close to horizon, one on the left and another on the right. The one on the left, which is lower, is Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky. The other, which is even brighter, is Jupiter. To confirm that you're looking at Jupiter, try to spot the heads of Gemini, the twins, to the right here. Jupiter is on prograde motion, meaning that if we watch it day by day, you will note that it is moving eastward against the background objects. That brings us to the end of our brief stargazing guide in the tropical south for May. It is my hope that you have found this helpful. If so, please like and give your views in the comments section. Thank you for watching.